Okay, my friends, here are targets today. First, I can use one-point perspective to create the illusion of depth, and I can use tools appropriately. So the tools I'm talking about right now are rulers. There are a couple different kinds of rulers. First, let's look at some clip-down behavior for using rulers. These rulers are flexible, these clear ones. Don't bend them. Don't make them into circles. Don't slap them with your hand. The only thing you're using them for is as a tool. These are little rulers. We don't use these too often. They will help you draw a circle. We're not using these at all today in this project. I just thought I would show them to you. These rulers are just like your regular, typical 12-inch ruler. They're not bendy. Don't try and bend them. They will break. These rulers, which will also help you draw a circle, will kind of do this helicopter thing. That is clip-down behavior. I should not see you using that with these rulers. So the clear rulers are the rulers we're going to use today. They have these vertical little lines on them that will help you draw a straight edge on your paper. So I just line up one of those little vertical lines with the edge of my paper, and I make sure that the other side is lined up. And then I know that my line that I'm going to draw is going to be straight and not crooked on my paper. So I line up those little tiny lines, and then I draw my line. So this is my horizon line. A horizon line is where the land and the sky meet in an artwork. It is called a horizon line. Like you might think of the word horizontal. Horizon, horizontal, you can see that those words are kind of related to each other. So a horizon line is that horizontal line that separates my land from my sky. Now I'm going to draw something called a vanishing point, which is literally just a dot that's going to be in the upper right-hand side of your paper, pretty high up in the sky. And then I'm going to draw two more little points pretty far apart in the opposite corner, and I'm going to connect both of those lines to my vanishing point. I'm not doing that by just drawing the lines freehand. I'm going to use my tool. I'm going to use a ruler to make sure that my lines are straight. So I line up my ruler and I make sure that it's touching both those lines. Then I hold it down with my hand and use my other hand to draw the line. Then I repeat this to draw the other line. There we go. Both of those lines are connected to my vanishing point. So when I'm using one-point perspective, everything is going back in space towards that point, my vanishing point. So between those two lines, I'm going to draw three hearts. So I start each of my heart. I start the curve of the heart on the top line, and I end it on the bottom line. I do that 3 times. And this is just making my hearts kind of go back into space, because I know that things that are closer to me are bigger, things that are further away from me get smaller. Using one-point perspective just helps you to make those things get smaller at kind of an even rate. So now I am just going to color those hearts in any way that I please. You may use crayons, you may use colored pencils, you may use colored pencil sticks. We are not going to use markers today. I'm just going to make some designs inside my hearts. This is a little bit sped up. Using colored pencils, you kind of have to learn to take your time a little bit. So one thing I'm going to show you here with the grass is that colored pencils these ones don't blend that well, but you can kind of layer them a little bit. So first I went with a nice light green colored pencil, then I used a darker green colored pencil. I didn't color in like the whole way with anything, but I layered it on top of itself so that the whole space got colored in well. Then last I went in with one of those colored pencil sticks in a slightly different color of green just to give my grass some variation. And then I colored in the rest of those hearts just however I wanted. Usually things that are closer to you are a little bit more detailed. Things that are further away from you are less detailed. And then I went in with my sky. I kind of did the same thing where I layered a couple different blues until I had something that to me looked good.